Today, I would like you to kindly kill your business for me. Could you do that? Well, not literally. What I'm talking about is a mock post-mortem. Basically, we're going to look at the reasons, the hypothetical reasons why your business could fail or maybe will fail. So hopefully we'll be able to do some tweaks, identify some issues, make some adjustments, and avoid those detrimental, deadly issues. What's going on, eaters and feeders? My name is Casey, and on my channel I discuss business tips and tricks, startup hacks, entrepreneur mindset, and so much more based on my experience starting and growing Florida's highest rated meal prep company. So if you're interested in learning more about production, sales, leadership, marketing, philosophy, software, and so much more, I invite you to subscribe and turn on those alert notifications so you don't miss out on anything. I post content weekly, I go live sporadically, and I don't want you missing out on any of it. I also want to make sure that you check out the links in the show notes. Those links will have access to so much more content, material, and resources than I could put into a YouTube video, things like calculators, spreadsheets. I've got free software that will run your entire business. I've got one-on-one consulting, I've got private groups, I've got ebooks, I've got bootcamps. Check it all out in the links below and on mealprepbiz101.com. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's jump into today's episode.
Welcome to our channel where we go behind the scenes for meal plan company Fit Food Fresh and other local businesses across South Florida. Make sure you hit the subscribe and alerts so you never miss a video, and hit us with any questions or suggestions.
So what is a business post-mortem? Well, for those of you who know a little bit of Latin, could probably put it together. Post-mortem means after death, and it's basically an examination of the causes that led to the death. Whether it's an exact cause or some theoretical causes, like in this scenario, we're going to be doing a mock post-mortem because hopefully your business hasn't died. But by going through that process and exercising those parts of our brain and also examining our business in those ways, hopefully we'll be able to avoid those causes of our business's death and at least be able to mitigate a lot of the risks that are associated with running a business. Now, I know everybody wants answers, but a lot of times the questions are going to be most important. So I'm going to go over a list of questions that you're going to want to be asking yourself and potentially your team when you're doing this mock post-mortem. Now, number one, in this scenario, what are the causes? What causes can you see that are most likely to contribute to your business's death? Now, if you know your business, you should be able to come up with a handful of reasons. No matter how well your business is being run right now, you should be able to come up with at least a handful of reasons as to why your business may die. Maybe some of these causes aren't things that you're experiencing right now. Maybe they are things that you'll only experience after some growth. Maybe it'll be after you double, maybe after you triple. Don't limit it to just what you're experiencing right now. Definitely keep those on your list because you're going to want to examine those, but also think about ways that you can see around the curve. The things that you're not experiencing yet are the things that may end up sneaking up and getting you when you least expect it. One example would be scaling delivery. If you were to double overnight, if you were to triple overnight, would you be able to get all those packages delivered to where they need to be in a timely fashion? Now, as a side note, I do have a video where I discuss a solution for that, so definitely check that out. But just as an example, delivery is something that despite all of your best efforts, getting the right product, getting the sales done, getting the leads, the marketing, all that stuff figured out, cooking amazing food, if you're not able to handle all of those deliveries, you might kill your business. Maybe it's cold storage space, maybe it's production space, maybe it's the size of your team and their ability to put out a certain volume that you won't be able to meet if you were to grow too rapidly. Check out this video that discusses why big meal preps fail, and you'll see a lot more reasons and a lot more details as to what will happen if you don't plan ahead for these things. Do you have funding issues? Are you going to have funding issues? Is there going to be something that you need to lay out a bunch of money for in order to handle the growth that you're expecting, and you don't have the money on hand right now and you won't be able to save up enough in time? Again, I've got another video that discusses some solutions for that, but this is more importantly getting you to start focusing and seeing these problems before you encounter them. Now that we've got this theoretical list of all these issues, which issues are going to be the biggest factors of your failure, of your company's death? Which are the most imminent problems? Which are the problems that are going to be the hardest for you to solve? Start putting that list in order as to what is going to be most detrimental and what you need to start focusing on first. Sometimes it's going to be something you need to gain. You need to gain finances. You need to gain equipment. You need to gain people. Sometimes it's something that you need to learn. You need to learn how to use new software. You got to learn new marketing skills. Whatever it is, Think about what the possible solutions are, try to come up with multiple solutions for each one of them, and think outside of the box. For example, if you have some funding issues and you just can't get around it, you have to pay for a new refrigerator or something like that. That's obviously going to be something that you can't learn your way out of, right? So you're just going to have to acquire some funding. But if it's something where maybe you're not able to store enough food in the cold storage that you have, and instead of getting a big refrigerator because you don't have any room for a bigger refrigerator, you'll instead bifurcate your cooking and deliveries. So now, instead of delivering once a week, you're able to deliver twice a week, have 2 rounds of production, which means half the amount of food is going to be going into your cold storage at one time. So now, instead of having to fit Monday through Friday's meals in the cold storage that you have, now you're only fitting Monday through Wednesday meals, and then Thursday and Friday meals. So by splitting it up and thinking outside the box, you're able to avoid gaining money in order to build this box that you might not have room to fit in your place, or maybe you don't have the resources to get money. Again, check out the funding video. It might be something that could give you some solutions, but that's just an example of not looking at things linearly. Think outside of the box and see how you can solve these problems from a maybe less direct method, but giving you the ending resolution that you're seeking. There are a ton of issues that can be improved or avoided by constantly reassessing your leadership skills and abilities and looking for ways to improve on them. Be proactive about your leadership. Don't expect to just become a better leader by showing up to work every day. It takes effort, not just experience. It's a combination of both. Are you listening enough? Are you setting a good example? Are you delegating correctly? Are you being clear enough with your expectations and instructions? Remember, as the owner of this business, it pretty much starts and ends with you. So if there's an issue, it's on your head, nobody else's. How could you have improved your customer service? If your customer service is stellar, you're going to find that your customers are way more patient and way more understanding if you come across any of these issues, and it may save your business's life. Maybe this hypothetical death of your business comes from a power outage and you lose a refrigerator full of food, you're unable to do the deliveries. Well, if you haven't been taking care of your customers, they're probably just going to bounce to another meal prep company that can fulfill their needs that week, and they're going to demand a refund. Now, if you've been taking great care of them and you have amazing customer service and you've been proactive about taking care of your members, they're going to be a lot more accepting of the fact that they're going to go a few days without food. You're going to take care of them like you've taken care of them in the past. Maybe they won't be demanding the refunds, at least not as many are going to be demanding refunds. They'll let you push the money forward and credit them, which is going to save you a ton because, like I said, you lost the food. Now you're losing the money that was supposed to pay for the food. That means you're coming out of pocket. By at least keeping that in your pocket and being able to use the little bit of profit that you would have had to offset the cost of replacing the food, trust me, the math works out so that it is better for them to let you credit them and keep the money rather than refund them and then have to charge them back and deal with all that stuff. Now again, if you haven't been taking care of your customers, if you haven't really set that impression, you're just another meal prep company. And when you stop working, they stop paying and they'll go somewhere else to someone who will treat them better maybe. I can't stress this enough. I can't tell you how many times I can give you so many stories of when our customer service has helped us when we come up with any kind of issues, whether it's an isolated incident or a massive incident. People knowing that you're going to be taking care of them based on their experience of you taking care of them in the past allows them to trust you, stay with you, and not replace you so easily. How should you have better spent your time and your focus? Is there something more detrimental that you should have been focusing on? Are you spending too much time trying to revamp your menu when sales needs attention? Are you spending too much time on sales when customer service could use some improvement? Are you spending too much time on customer service issues because you're not spending enough time training your delivery drivers so they're making mistakes? We tend to gravitate towards our strengths, but unfortunately, growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. If you're naturally an introvert, maybe you're convincing yourself that you need to tweak the menu or you need to adjust the website, and that's going to be the key to your success and that's going to solve your problems. When in reality, you need to be doing more outreach. But since you're not comfortable with that, you're kind of withering away and just focusing on the things that you're comfortable with. If you've got a culinary background, obviously you're going to be gravitating more towards tweaking the menu and thinking that the product is what needs to be improved, but in reality, it's the service. Are there some tasks that you're doing that could or should be done by somebody else? If so, would delegating those tasks allow you to focus on other things that are maybe getting a little bit neglected right now? It's healthy to regularly do these postmortems. I would suggest doing them at least quarterly. If you get a team, it's good to start involving them, especially the managers and the key people in those teams, because not only will you benefit from the additional perspectives, but it also starts retraining them and getting them used to looking at things a different way. They're not just going to accept friction points or weaknesses. It's going to get them thinking, okay, in the next meeting, how can I offer a solution to this problem that I've identified? How can we fix this so it's now scalable and we don't have this reoccurring issue? This thing that's preventing us from growing and getting to the next level. If you guys want to discuss some stuff in more detail, I am opening up more time slots for my one-on-one consultation. Again, there's links below that'll get you to the one-on-one consultation. I've got that free software that will run your entire business. I've got the private group, ebooks. No matter where you're at in the journey, whether this is a meal prep idea that you have and you haven't even got the LLC yet, or maybe you're 50 employees deep and you don't know how to get to the next level, I assure you I have some insight that would be able to help you out. I've got some resources that you could probably benefit from. You can have access to all that and more through the links below and at mealprepbiz101.com. Until the next episode, I look forward to helping you grow as a business, as an entrepreneur, and as an individual.